indecisiveness, right? Indecisiveness leads to procrastination, and procrastination leads to overthinking, and you don't do anything. And if you don't do anything, how can your life change, right? And obviously, you want to have enough information where you're not making a complete, error of judgment on a decision. However, there's too much information out there right now that stops people from doing any type of action, right? If you don't know who I am, my story, well, I built an insurance agency from scratch. I built a real estate investment company from scratch, and it was because I didn't kind of overthink what I had to do. I didn't know anything about insurance, but I figured I'd give it a shot, right? Like anytime that you think about something too much and you overthink, overanalyze, and think that there's a possibility of failure, well, you just stop and don't do anything. But what if you switched it and thought like, well, what if I couldn't fail? And the only way that I could fail and what failure actually is redefining what failure actually is. In my opinion, failure is a number of things, but it's not trying, right? Failure, in my opinion, first thing is dying, right? Dying, going to jail, doing things that are, not going to, land you in a good position in life, but like dying is number one, right? So if you won't die from taking action, then you should just do it, right? Like it happens to me often, but if, for instance, I wanted to start boxing years ago, but I was maybe nervous that I didn't know enough, and I started researching and I just was like kind of practicing a little bit by myself. But it wasn't until I put myself out there and actually went to boxing class and learned from somebody that actually knew what they were talking about, put myself out there and actually started to develop skills that I improved along the way. But just learning and doing stuff on your own and not actually taking any action towards what you want is a recipe for disaster. Literally, indecisiveness is probably the least attractive quality in most human beings anyways too. Like nobody wants to go up to somebody and be like, hey, where do we go to dinner tonight? And then there's like, maybe this place and then this place and, this place is good. It's like, no, like we trust people that have a clear vision of like, no, we're going and getting steaks. This is exactly what we're doing. Be there at this time. And then let's do it. And that's it. And people are attracted to that. They're attracted to that quality. Whether it's the right decision is actually irrelevant, right? The right decision is not actually, it's impossible to make 100%, correct decision all the time. And I think, who was it? Colin Powell, I think he was Attorney General or something for the United States, wrote a book, and the base premises of it was, he calls it the 70-30 rule. You want to know enough so you have 30% of information so you don't make an error of judgment on your decision, so you have no information. But if you have 70% or more of information and you still haven't taken any action, you know too much, right? You've over procrastinated and you haven't made any decision yet. So it's like that sweet spot between 30% of information and 70%. You need to start testing, right? Because there's certain things that you'll never actually know and you'll never be able to improve upon if you never actually start taking action. So I don't know what your objective is, what your goal is right now, but if there's something that you can, that you've wanted to, start doing, whether it's making money, it's like, I promise you're never going to be able to find the exact perfect model of what's the best way to make money. But I guarantee you, if you don't start taking action, that is a guaranteed way to not make money, right? To not improve, right? So I didn't know that insurance and real estate was going to be the avenue or vehicle that I, ended up being skilled at, but I at least started trying. I went to masterminds. There's a number of different things that I've tested and tried that didn't work, right? I've tried e-commerce. I've tried, selling courses online. I've tried a lot of this stuff, but it just didn't fit. And I learned along the way. It's not like it was a failure. It was a learning experience. It was a hypothesis, right? And I want you to look at your life as a hypothesis of like, what's something that if I didn't do, it would make me feel way worse about my life. And every time that thought comes into your brain, just start taking action. Take micro actions, and then don't look at failure as like, oh, I didn't succeed because it didn't work out exactly how you hoped it would be. No, it will never work out exactly as you hope it will be, right? But you'll never actually learn anything if you don't do anything. And this is the only message that I can kind of think of that will hopefully get you a little bit motivated to just start doing something, right? Start going to masterminds, start talking to people, start, you're watching these videos, so there's obviously something that you want that you don't have, right? Start testing something, right? Start throwing offers out, start asking people things, right? But you need to start taking action and then adjust along the way, right? You don't want to get caught up in the cycle of just grinding either, right? You want to act, look at the results, think about them. How do I adjust, right? And then learn more information as you're taking action. So I want you to, at the end of this video, think about something that you want, right? What is something that you truly want? But why haven't you taken action on it? And then think about, it's like, okay, well, do I know enough that I won't kill myself if I take this action? Will I die? No. Okay, then you need to start trying things out. All right. So write that down. Start taking some action. Have a great holiday. I don't know when you're watching this, but my house here is all decorated for my family to come over and celebrate a little Christmas. So hopefully you have a great holiday as well. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.